So, originally I meant to make this video during this summer, but real life stuff got in the way and I have been spending more time on the streaming side of this platform. As time went on, things have been changing with this game, and so had many things in my life apparently. I have been sitting on this for over a year now, and since October has already came and went, which means this game has now turned 2 years old, so I might as well just get this out. As someone who played this game since late 2016 on multiple platforms, I had been wanting to do a follow-up on my last video, which is my rant on Blizzard killing the hype of PvE. I wasn't expecting this video to blow up this much, so to anyone who left comments expressing their disappointment in PvE and said they uninstalled the game, I hear ya, I don't blame ya, and I want to say thank you so much for the huge support of my video. That means so much to me. So let's get this started. So where do I stand with this game now? This is Editing Arrow here. I've been putting this off for many months now because real life stuff has been getting in the way again. I was originally wanting to finish this video before December, even before Marvel Rivals came out, but I've gotten ill and I have to focus on recovering and spending the holidays with my family, which means I have to give the script a complete overhaul as the new seasons came and went. So I have to use the gameplay footage from Season 14 before we got the hero perks in Season 15, so I do apologise for the delay. Let's get on with this already. First off, I do want to address an update on certain things in my last video, considering some are very much outdated by now. I did got to play the PvE missions with some of my friends back in 2023. I did admit I have a lot of fun playing this mode with them. It was fun playing through these missions for the first few times. They did felt like hyped up versions of the Archives missions from Overwatch 1. But after a while, I got pretty bored with them and just moved on. If you were to play these story missions today, I guarantee that you will hardly find any actual players who would join you to play these story missions with you. Instead, you'll end up having AI bots on your team. Overall, this is pretty much the bare minimum of what's been shown in 2019. It's just too bad that later on they've completely stopped the PvE development right then and there. The only thing that's good about these missions is watching the cutscenes. Seeing all these heroes that I fell in love with all these years interacting with one another and swinging into action in a cinematic style, it's really fun to watch. So awesome. When I was watching BlizzCon 2023, I did predicted Mauga to be the next new hero, and my god, I remember being so hyped for that. As for his gameplay, he has gotten really OP. There have been times where I did have fun with this hero. But for the most part, Mauga's kit has really become an absolute on-the-nose definition of being a bruiser tank. Just keep delivering insane amount of damage, shooting, and burning your targets with your miniguns, charge and stomp and shoot some more. Honestly, despite his kit being brain dead, the only thing that made Mauga shine through is his personality, and his animated shot of his mission with Reaper and Sombra really did showcase that, as well as his spawn room interactions with the other heroes. A big dumb brute with a cunning side. I did also mention Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, because I do recall hoping for this acquisition to go through and to be rid of its current higher-ups at the time. Well, in October 2023, the acquisition has successfully went through, they became part of the Halo family, and it's bye-bye Bobby!
Good riddance.
Unfortunately, there was a dark side of this acquisition. Microsoft has made a huge layoff to so many of the employees of the acquisition company. And that really does suck. My heart goes out to those who have been on the receiving end of it. Some had came forward with this experience on their social medias. Like I said, I feel bad for these employees. I wish for the best of them. So in my previous video, I did vented my frustration saying things like, this game is nothing but a cash grab and that it guilts its players into not only buying cosmetics at ridiculous prices, but also to pay for the battle pass to unlock playable heroes in the future. I did also mention that I quit paying for the battle passes. I only said that out of genuine anger because of Blizzard cancelling the full PvE mode and killing the PvE hype. Yeah, those words didn't exactly age well. When Season 10 came along with the new DPS hero Venture, the game announced that it's no longer having future playable heroes locked behind battle passes. This is honestly a huge relief, and having them locked behind battle passes is absolutely garbage. And in some cases, it's a pay-to-win situation if that hero is broken. You can tell it has Bobby Kotick written all over it. I know that I said I am done with battle passes, but honestly, looking back on it now, I only said what I said out of anger because I was genuinely upset with Blizzard killing the PvE mode. I did avoid buying battle passes in Season 5 and 6 because of it. Thankfully, we don't need to put up with any more of that whole locking heroes behind battle pass garbage. I mean, Overwatch 1 never needed that shit, and we certainly don't need it now. The game has also now added Overwatch coins in the battle pass, which I think is a good decision. As for the prices of the skins in the game, not much has changed. Yeah, no big surprise. If I were to criticize this one final time, just bring back the original Overwatch 1 cosmetic prices. I mean, what's wrong with having 75 coins for a recolor skin, 250 for an epic skin, and 1000 coins for a legendary skin? Why do we need 900 extra for one legendary skin? I'm pretty sure that players would rather use 20 bucks to get 2 skins instead of 1. You could actually buy 2 cosmetics in Fortnite with that price. As for the cosmetics in the shop as well as the recolors of the legendary skins, I honestly don't care. I will not go out of my way to buy every single one of these skins from the shop. But if there is a legendary skin that I find really appealing, then I might get it. Like this polar bear skin for Roadhog, which honestly is the best Roadhog skin I've ever seen in my life. And for these recolor skins, I don't really care and I'm not going to bother with them. We all know by now that it's obviously a lazy effort from the devs. I have been thinking this over, and my conclusion on this matter is this. If there is a certain skin that you really like and want it for whatever reason, then sure, by all means, get it. It's your choice. But if you really don't like the skin and it's not worth the price, then do not buy it. It is that simple. Plus, none of us shouldn't really be complaining about paying for cosmetics, especially after literally buying them. Just don't buy them if you don't like them. That's all you have to do. I know I will be definitely avoiding many of these skins, especially the recolor legendary ones. And now that we're having heroes no longer being locked behind battle passes and can now earn 600 coins in them, it made things easier for me. I honestly cannot complain about it. I'm not going to complain about the monetization anymore. I don't even want to complain about it. Like I said, if I don't want the skin, I will not buy it. It is that easy. But thankfully, the devs had the decency to bring back earnable loot boxes. If there is one goal that I set for myself when playing this game, it would be to grind to get every single mythic skin and every single golden weapon for each hero. And once I get a mythic skin for that hero, I no longer have any other desire to get any other skin for that hero. Ever. But that shouldn't stop the devs from keep making skins for Mercy and Kiriko. So yeah, I'm just happy with what I'm grinding for. The last thing I want to discuss is the 5v5 format. It's been over 2 years of playing without a second tank in the team. Overall, I do not like 5v5. I know that doesn't sound surprising from how much backlash it's keep getting. Trust me, I really do not want to hate 5v5, despite the negative reaction it has got when it was first announced and when people got the chance to play it. I know that I'm not the first one to complain about 5v5, and I'll doubt I'll be the last. But honestly, the more I play this format, the more I realise how inferior it is compared to 6v6. First off, if you are the only tank on your team, you're all on your own to protect your team from enemy attacks and to knock the enemy team back to create space. The game expects you to do all of that on your own, while most, if not all, the pressure gets put onto you as the solo tank, and having every enemy attack being thrown at you. Also, if you're not doing your job right, you're going to end up being targeted of being flamed by your teammates. Second, there is more counter-swapping. Now don't get me wrong, counter-swapping has always been a thing in Overwatch, even back in the days of Overwatch 1. But back then, depending on how well you play, you can manage to win the fight, especially when there is another tank on your team who has abilities that provides assistance against your hero's weaknesses. It wasn't as stressful as it is now. The counter swapping is now much more apparent, because you don't have the second tank to momentarily protect you and cover the disadvantages of whatever hero you're playing as. And if you're not playing the right tank against the enemy tank, you are more than likely going to lose multiple fights in the match. It no longer matters whether or not you are playing good as whatever tank you're playing as, you have to pick the right tank. It's just an unfun rock, paper, scissors situation, and certain esports matches made that very apparent when both solo tanks in each team are going in and out of their spawn rooms, swapping over and over again just to get the bigger advantage over the other based on what tank they are picking. From my experience, whenever I am tank and my team was winning, the enemy tank was swapping so often more than tank players do in Overwatch 1. I've seen them swap like 2 or 3 times just to try and counter my Zarya, and I feel kinda bad for the enemy tank. And thirdly, the format makes the game's balance much worse. It's not fun dealing with an overpowered tank that can kill you in a heartbeat, and it's not fun for the solo tank being the main target just because you have a bigger hitbox. I've seen other people's videos about them quitting this game, mostly, if not mainly, because of 5v5. Because they know it's miserable to play, and I don't really blame them. Honestly, the balancing has been getting worse and worse, especially with the Season 11 balance patch of reducing the knockback and headshot damage for the tanks. That, in my opinion, is by far the worst balance patch I've ever seen in this game. I feel like role passives are part of the problem too. The only passive I think that should stay is the self-heal. Make it less stressful for the support players when healing their teammates, I guess. Throughout these recent months, the devs have been trying to shake things up with 5v5, such as quick play pickable passives, and Junkenstein's lab with selectable talents. They had made 5v5 a bit more fun, or at least a bit more tolerable. 5v5 is just so boring without them. But at this point, I am just done with 5v5 role queue. It's just an unbalanced mess with very limited agency. And I am tired of some people treating me and some other people like the bad guys just for simply expressing how terrible 5v5 is. And I am sick and tired of them trying so hard to convince or even trying to gaslight everyone else to think that the 5v5 isn't all that bad because, oh wow, we got shorter queue times now, whoop-de-doo. 5v5 didn't exist to make the game more fun or balanced. It only exists for the convenience of queue times and nothing else. I also didn't like how this game has been guilting its players with competitive drive rewards by forcing us to only play the competitive 5v5 role queue. Thankfully, they did added the competitive drives in the 6v6 open queue in Season 15. I do consider that a W. This game is better off removing the 5v5 role queue in favour of the 6v6 open queue. The 5v5 format is just miserable because of super OP tanks, and the role queue is just terrible because of very long queue times. If 6v6 were to replace 5v5 role queue, then we won't have to deal with god-awful balance of the 5v5 tanks, and waiting for god knows how long in queue times to get a match. This one solution will eliminate 2 glaring problems. You're basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Thankfully, 6v6 has been brought back to quick play and competitive. It's obviously more fun than 5v5 because it's more chaotic, tanks are more punishable, and the tank duo feels awesome like it always has been. After receiving positive feedback with Junkenstein's laboratory mode, the devs decided to add a new feature called perks, which allows your hero to get upgrades which can change things up in the match. These perks really had been making the game more fun and fresh. They do tend to spice things up and make matches more interesting. Some perks are stronger than others, and there are heroes that need better perks. I am enjoying Sombra being a healer and a DPS at the same time with her white hat perk. 6v6 with perks make the game so much healthier and better, while the current 6v6 format only allows up to 2 tanks for obvious reasons. So, despite all of these troubles, I still do have fun with the game. Sometimes there are days when I am having a blast, and sometimes there are days when I am losing my sanity. I'm not going to lie, a part of me really wanted to quit this game, and my love and passion for it almost died multiple times from how much it was declining. Even though I have shown my distaste towards the higher-ups, I do also have to hold the devs accountable too, considering they are responsible for how the game functions and how it's balanced. Ever since I've watched the live stream of the Overwatch Spotlight, I was quite excited. I feel hopeful again. I do genuinely believe that Season 15 has been by far one of the best seasons of Overwatch 2, especially with the hero perks and the return of earnable loot boxes and the 6v6 format. The game currently does feel like it's in a much better state, at least more better than it had been compared to its first few seasons. If you think about it, back then during Season 1, 2 and maybe 3, the game had little to no rewarding system. Apart from grinding to earn 60 coins per week, there really is no other way to earn cosmetics unless you open your wallet to either purchase the Battle Pass or a shop skin bundle, and that was really disgraceful. It also didn't help that during its first 3 seasons, the game had map pulls. It took away content and it made the game really boring. Thankfully they removed it in Season 4. I did got to try out Freya, the brand new and latest DPS hero during her trial weekend. She was alright, still got a lot to learn with her, although she did got recently nerfed due to being really oppressive. We now got hero bans in competitive, something that everyone has been demanding for at this point. I've never seen so many people wanting to ban Sombra so badly. And there was one match that I was in that was starting and someone rage quit and the match got cancelled all because Sombra didn't got banned in that match. I don't know. I just find that really funny. But on a serious note, I really do hope that this new hero ban system will help the devs to figure out which hero needs buffing, which hero needs nerfing, and which hero needs a rework, such as Sombra. And to anyone who's going to be mentioning Marvel Rivals down at the comments, yes, I have been playing Marvel Rivals. It is really fun. I have been playing this game alongside with some friends in their live streams, and I'm already a Rocket Lord. As much as I do feel that the game doesn't have the exact same spark as Overwatch 1 back in 2016, but it still is a really fun game. It's actually good, and I am hoping for more content in the future for Marvel Rivals, because I always love Marvel. I love the MCU, especially during its peak, and I always love me some Spidey. This game has been really making me want to see more Marvel media in the future. I am honestly grateful for Marvel Rivals, considering it has been encouraging the Overwatch devs to stop playing it safe and making more better and healthier decisions for Overwatch, because it breeds competition, and competition is good. And it's good for us players and consumers too. It's a win-win for everyone. There are going to be times where I'm going to spend more time with one game than the other, but that's going to depend on my mood. I just want to play whatever I want to play. I am hoping for both Marvel Rivals and Overwatch 2 to be ported on the Nintendo Switch too, but that's a discussion for another day. All I ever want from Overwatch at this point is plenty of things. I won't name them all, but I'll share a sample. I want this game to bring back card votes. It really did make Overwatch feel special and unique back then. The immortality needs to be removed from Baptiste's Field and Kiriko Suzu, and give Widowmaker a laser sight so that players will know when she is scoping and sniping. The weekly rewards also needs to come back to the arcade mode, so that it can give players more of a reason to play those modes. I want 66 to be the norm of the game again, especially with hero perks, because it's the superior format. Remove the roll queue because it's the main cause of the long queue time problems, and it always has been for years. Nobody wants to sit through long queue times just to find a match. You know queue times are bad when streamers have to play another game while waiting for a match. Also, remove the 5v5 format, both from quick play and competitive. Nobody wants to put up with super overpowered tanks anymore, and nobody who plays as the tanks ever wants to put up with any more of the counter swapping. I am done with it. I have already given 5v5 the benefit of the doubt. It has already been given enough chances as it is. It's just miserable and not fun at all. Be gone with 5v5 and the roll queue, please, thank you. It's just overall boring at this point. I have been playing on the new Stadium mode for like 10 plus hours so far, and I really have been enjoying it. It really is fun, because of the variety of customizations that you can choose from. It even has the customizations that were meant to be used for the PvE story mode, such as Genji's slash projectiles and Mei's ice boulder. I am honestly happy to see that these customizations haven't been gone to waste. The only thing that annoys me about this mode are the levers. Sometimes I get a teammate rage quitting from the match all because of losing one match. It's annoying as fuck. I do want to play this mode more often, considering it also rewards players with competitive points. I really want to see this new mode grow, and where the devs will take it. I do strongly believe that this mode is 5v5's one last chance to prove itself that it has a place in this game. Hopefully as time goes on and more changes and improvements comes to the Stadium mode, and if this new mode becomes successful, I do strongly believe that the Stadium mode will only be the true place for the 5v5 format. Or if not, just get rid of 5v5 altogether and just give it 6v6 and let that be it. And lastly, for these past months, a part of me wants D2 to be removed from the Overwatch brand. Maybe that's just me, but considering that there is no more PvE related content coming in the future, is this really how we want this franchise to be remembered? As this sequel that overhyped everyone with this brand new exciting story mode, only for it to not deliver what it promised, but only have the bare minimum of that story mode behind a paywall? It's a marketing failure, and I'd rather have this franchise get as far away from that as much as possible. But honestly, I don't even care about it anymore. I've came to terms with the disappointment and accepted and moved on from the whole PvE thing. That ship has already sailed, and it sailed 2 years ago. As much as it really was a train wreck of a letdown to scrap the whole PvE story mode, I'm just done dwelling on it. I'm just tired of being depressed about it. Dwelling on it isn't going to help. All it's going to do, it's going to make you be more toxic, and it's only going to make you feel more shitty, and I'd rather not have that in my life. I still hope for Overwatch to tell its stories in other medias, like the animated shorts. Honest to God, those were really amazing to watch, and I really did wanted a Netflix series. But hey, who knows, maybe they won't remove the two from the brand, because people have been saying that the Stadium mode is now the feature that finally made Overwatch 2 a sequel. The PvE story mode has failed, so that hopefully the Stadium mode can succeed. But only time will tell. So, TLDR, despite coming to terms with these disappointments, I am really grateful to see that they are making better and healthier decisions for the game, because they now have actual competition, and that has been encouraging me to keep playing. And I am going to keep enjoying both Marvel Rivals and Overwatch because I really like both of these games. Both is good. Because like I said, competition is good for all of us. And I want both of these games to succeed. So that is my follow-up video. I really do apologise to anyone who's been waiting so long for this video to come out. And I am hoping to make more content on Overwatch and Marvel Rivals in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to let me know what your thoughts on the matter. Feel free to like and subscribe. Have a good one. Also, good riddance to Concord. Now that is a game I'm glad I never played.